Hi, I'm Andrew with Investors Hub, and today we're going to get a quick take from ADVFN CEO Clem Chambers about gold and about Bitcoin. If you're on the Investors Hub website, click the link above me to go through to YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and without further delay, let's hear from Clem. Bitcoin is crashing and zooming, gold is down and out. What's going on?
Oh, it's very interesting. It's crashing and zooming because we're at the 20,000 level on Bitcoin. And there's a lot of resistance there. There's a lot of people that bought in at 20,000 and now have to get out again. Now, there's a lot of big players, maybe in the exchange world, that are very short Bitcoin. And the only way they can get it back is to spike the price down and blow out people's stop losses. So there's a bit of that going on, I believe. And this is a very psychological level. It's hit an equilibrium and now it's trying to settle. And it's not settling. So that probably means that we've got a lot more of this volatility to come. Now, if you wanted to be, bearish, you could say we've seen the top, but I don't think we have. And at some point, we'll get a tightening of a range and this volatility will die down and it will just trend across, or maybe across and up a little bit, maybe across down a little bit, and then suddenly it'll take a spike up and break out to the 20,000. That's what I'm expecting. The downside is Bitcoin is getting some mainstream media attention. And for me, when the mainstream media starts talking about something, it's all over. So I'm not very comfortable with that. And if you see it on the 10 o'clock news or whatever the American equivalent is of the main news, ABC News or whatever, The World Tonight or whatever you call it, when it's the headline news, Bitcoin hits XYZ, then it is all over. But we're not quite there with mainstream media interest just yet. So I'm hopeful that we'll break through the 20,000 pretty soon. And then it'll be a move to 30,000 and maybe as much as 40,000. Some people are saying 50. I'm going to start perspiring heavily because of my position at the top 20s. And at 40,000, I'll probably be bouncing up and down in my chair trying to find the sell button. But, long term, it's going to go a lot higher than even that. But in the medium term, it's going to go to a trillion, i.e. Bitcoin, total market cap of Bitcoin as a trillion. Well, that's actually about triple from here. That's, 50,000 roughly. When I started out with Bitcoin, I got a nice, first of all, you should never have all your eggs in one basket in investing. Doesn't matter what those eggs are. And I started out with a nice bag of eggs, chicken eggs, and then they turned into goose eggs, and then they turned into ostrich eggs, and now they're Tyrannosaurus Rex eggs. And, I've got, so many eggs, huge eggs in that basket, it's quite nerve-wracking. And at, $30,000 to $40,000 a pop, that is going to be pretty hair-raising for me. But you really should hodl these sorts of things. Now, whether you hodl to 40,000 or you hodl to 100,000, that's just a matter of temperament. There's always another opportunity, probably. I mean, if you think about Amazon and you think about Apple and you think about Microsoft and you think about Bitcoin, etc., there's always another one that comes along. There's always another runaway asset that's going to be huge in 10 years' time. So, you can flip between them, but it's a difficult game to play. But it's a difficult game to play. Imagine if you were the guy that bought Apple when it was 17 cents equivalent of today. It's gone up 1,000 times. You put, say, $5,000 into Apple. I mean, there's not many people who have done that. But could you now be holding $5 million of Apple without losing sleep every night? I mean, I know I wouldn't be able to, particularly if you're a normal guy. You put 5,000 in, you'd have to forget that you'd had it and then wake up one day and realize that you've got it. But, all 95% of your net worth in one stock, perhaps 99% for some people, it's impossible to hold a position like that unless there's something wrong with you. You have to diversify out. But anyway, Bitcoin, I believe we'll see somewhere between 20 and 30,000 very soon, somewhere between 30 and 40,000 by Easter. That's my view on the matter. Now, gold, very interesting. The reason why Bitcoin is going up, one of the reasons is fear of inflation. And, I'm actually a resident of Monaco, which has certain benefits. But boy, you can see the inflation here. When you go into a restaurant where they had, say, I don't know, for example, 30 tables, they've now only got 20. But you're paying for the extra 10 tables. They have to pay for the extra 10 tables because they've just got that much less demand. Well, they've got that less ability to supply. Yeah, and to stay in business and make the same money as they made before, they have to charge 50% more. It's just obvious mathematics. Prices have gone up so much in Corsica because of supply issues. and what else has been going on with COVID, that people are literally getting on the ferry or whatever the equivalent is to get onto the mainland because prices are moving so much. And people are seeing these price fluctuations and they're very worried about inflation. And of course, what do? You put your money in inflation hedges. Well, that is gold. These days, digital gold is faster, better, and more manageable than gold. But gold has got this problem. And the problem is, I think about a third of its usage is in jewelry. And people ain't buying jewelry right now. So they've got this supply, and the supply of gold is pretty major. And, a large chunk of its demand, of its usage, has, gone south because of COVID. And that is jewelry manufacture and purchase. I mean, if you're not going out, why are you going to buy, ostentatious jewelry? But anyway, it's gone, that demand has dropped. So gold has to make that up to move to the north. And it won't take much inflation worry or additional inflation worry to do that. So gold will whip round, and it may have already just started. I mean, it's had its pullback, and now it seems to be ticking up now. And I'm expecting it to start to move after Christmas, and it won't be so down and out then. In fact, I've got a fair amount of gold equities myself, and I think that they will be, I think it'll be a great year for gold stocks next year. And at some point, the short-term downward trend is going to turn around, and that will be a flag that not only is gold on its way, Bitcoin will be on its way, and of course, the bad news is inflation will be on its way.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.